If you were to stop focusing on his needs, what would happen?
He won't grow to full power.
Exactly. He won't grow to full power. What? That's so weird. Why would you phrase it like that? But yes.
What is up, everyone? I invite you to join me for a review of a brand new movie starring Nicholas Hoult and Nicolas Cage and Awkwafina, Renfield. Directed by Chris McKay and created and produced by Robert Kirkman, I will say this horror comedy was pretty good. At first, when it started, I was a little on the fence about it, but as the movie went on, the cheesiness grew on me and everything worked out pretty well because mainly the message behind the movie, which was dealing with narcissists and being in a toxic relationship, whether it's a business arrangement, a friendship, a romantic relationship, anything really, and letting yourself gain the power back that you gave to people. So of course you have Nicolas Cage as Dracula and Nicholas Hoult as Renfield, his assistant, or familiar as they say. So the basic premise is that Dracula needs to survive, needs to feed, so his familiar, Renfield, goes out and gets him his dinner and sustenance so that he can survive and continue to be the powerful being that he is. But as Renfield has been doing this, he starts to realize that he wants to be his own person. The performances all around were pretty good. Nicolas Cage really shined in Nicolas Cage fashion, and Nicholas Hoult did a good job, as Renfield. He really sold me, and he portrayed this character very well. Awkwafina was really funny as well in this movie. Overall, the comedy was pretty good. One issue that I have that's not really a big issue, but one issue that I do have is the fact that the runtime, it was not as long as I thought it was going to be, and to be honest, it kind of flew by for me. I would have preferred to see a little bit longer, even though yes, it's a horror comedy. It was a lot of it was silly. There were some cheesy lines and really funny lines in the movie, but I would have preferred to see a little bit longer of a movie. One of the main antagonists, his name is Teddy, played by Ben Schwartz. He did a good job too. He was really killing me. The way how his voice is as well, the way the act that he put on really went well with the character, really went well with the story. So I'll give them that as well. A lot of the actors and actresses in this movie played their part very well.
For Dracula.
Count Dracula? It's the real fucking Dracula!
Overall, it's a great time, especially with family and friends. I really had a nice time just sitting there enjoying this laugh. And again, the message behind this movie is really what stood with me, is just not allowing people to take away the power that you have and not allowing people to run your life for you. Sounds pretty serious, but the movie really just kind of hit the nail on the head with that. There's one particular scene in the movie, it's in the trailer actually, when they're all in a meeting room, like an AA meeting, but just for people who are going through certain things, especially with relationships. And there's, even though it's a really funny scene anytime we're in that room, the messages that are being sent and the messages that are being put forward are actually realistic and helpful for people who might feel the same, but tend to, like myself and a lot of others that I know, make jokes out of the things that they go through.
Dracula.
Okay, obviously we're dealing with a little bit more than just narcissism here.
This movie really spoke to me, especially what I'm dealing with at this certain point in my life, the past 3 weeks now. This movie was just spot on for the comedic aspect, the cinematic aspect, and the message behind the movie. The whole premise is really good, the idea is good, and again, the movie is good itself, but there was just some story elements that I feel like could have been fleshed out a little more. Again, that ties into the runtime as well. If we had a little bit more time in the movie, I feel like certain things and characters themselves could have had more to do and more to say, and would have added a little bit more depth to this movie, even though yes, it is a comedy, and the gore is through the roof. The blood aspect is everywhere, and there's a lot of it. So if you're a fan of that, which we are, you will enjoy it for that aspect as well. There's a lot of gore and a ton of blood. Yeah, if they would have made the runtime a little bit longer, we could have gotten a little bit more and a deeper connection with certain characters and certain things. But for what it was a good movie, and I did enjoy myself watching this movie. I've seen Nicholas Hoult in a lot of different things over the years, so when I saw that he was in this movie and a main lead in this movie, I was excited to see it. And pleasantly surprised because he did a good job himself along with his supporting cast. While editing this video, I ran into some serious technical issues, and I was ready to just send this video to C-Hob in space and get rid of it. But you know what? I'm gonna power through it and finish this off for you guys, and then you guys can be on your way and enjoy the rest of your time. The last thing I really wanted to say was I really embodied the message of this movie, and it is dealing with narcissistic people and staying in something that you know isn't beneficial for you, but for some reason you can't leave and you can't walk away from it. That message was very powerful to me because of what I've dealt with for the past year and what I went through for the past 3 weeks, as I said earlier in the video. You cannot allow people to dictate your life, you cannot allow people to dictate your worth, and you cannot allow people to dictate your happiness. You can't allow them to take away your power. You are the one with the power. You are the one that sets the pace and the tone for your own life, for your own experiences, for your own goals and dreams and aspirations. You cannot allow the power to leave from yourself to the person who is taking it away from you. There's a difference between somebody building you up and somebody building themselves up off of your own energy, off of your own power and prowess. I know I kind of snapped there a little bit, but as I said, I really embodied that message because of what I've been going through. Again, I know this is a little bit different, but thank you guys for joining me in this video. I really do appreciate it. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it so you can get a notification anytime there's a new video. Thanks again for joining me, guys. Until the next one.